tuned in to www.oghuskyradio.com, broadcasting live from the east side of Los Angeles, worldwide. OG, the original growers, we planted the seed to everything y'all do, so we ain't affiliated with no gangster shit. We just, planted the seeds to what y'all do. Defending the infinite elements of hip-hop, there's more than just four, and if you know what I mean. But the artists we have right here, we always say, man, you can pick up a turntable, cut it up. You get a mic, you can bust a rhyme. But you get a can and you express yourself, you gonna pay a price, you know what I mean? So the real defenders of this hip-hop, fortunate to have someone who actually paid a lot, too much, from my belief and from our belief here. But if it's all said and done, man, thank you for everything you've done for hip-hop, man, and for inner city youth and shit, you know what I mean?
Husky Radio, man.
What's that?
I'm trying to be like OG Husky Radio, worldwide.
Yeah, man.
Famous.
Yeah, you're famous. You're famous. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man, for those that don't know, man.
Site 1, coming out of South Central. I do graffiti.
Used to do graffiti. Let's just put it
I
that
do
way.
legal graffiti. Legal graffiti.
Definitely. What got you into it, man? I mean, South Central LA, born and raised. Like, who are some of the artists influence you that you've seen? You know what I mean?
I seen Search. Search influenced me a lot with the stickers.
Yeah.
GK, the Channel 11 thing that happened. He was bombing everything. And then I seen the Cope 2 video, and he was just bombing New York like it was nothing. Daytime, nighttime, he's bombing. So I'm like, oh, that's me. I want to do that. Nobody was doing that in LA at the moment.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do that.
And the name Sight, that was it. Was that your first name?
That wasn't my first name that I wrote.
You got to give us at least one toy name, dog. Like, come on, some real shit. Just for the archive, you know what I mean?
I used to write Blah.
Blah?
Yeah.
Okay.
From you spell it BLAH.
Oh, yeah, and then just Sight. What the name Sight? What does that mean? Where did it come from?
Sight came from like people tell me that I analyze or overanalyze stuff too much. I just look too into situations too much. I look into people too much. So basically, I would just respond like I got a lot of insight.
Yeah.
So basically, I just took the I and the N off the site and started writing Sight.
Who did you do graff for? I'm gonna phrase everything in past term because I don't want this to be misconstrued. You know what I mean? Like we're talking about a past lifestyle and shit. So,
like the crews.
Yeah.
I've been in a lot of crews. So the main crew was UPN.
Yeah.
Rtdk, 29C, ODD, BWI, DWP, KOG, and I think that's it.
With that, is it you're still from those crew, or is there like a transition? Like you keep going and going as you meet more people, or how does that work?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I guess you could say it's a transition.
Yeah.
The better understanding I got of graff and the background of it, the levels, the politics, the different crews I got into, and who took it seriously.
Yeah. What's some of the politics involved? We talking like just within the graff? Is there a graff culture? That's what I asked too. Is that just some made up shit? There's no rules, like, or is there rules within?
Oh man, there's a graff culture. There's a lot of rules in graff. A lot of people think they can just pick up a can and just do whatever they want. For example, I'm driving around South Central.
Yeah.
I seen somebody hitting a Revoke 1.
Yeah.
There's already a Revoke, but he's hitting it up everywhere in South Central. So that's one rule. Like, you gotta like do your history on the names of who before you write it.
Who's ultimately responsible though? Like, someone should get that kid and like show him. But I mean, if you're in that game, you kind of should know.
I mean, if I run across him,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if I run across him, I'm gonna let him know. But not everybody's that nice,
Yeah.
I don't know what the OG Revoke would do if he saw somebody, some new cat slash him up and put Revoke.
Yeah. So again, you're tuned in to OGHuskyRadio.com, Facebook.com @SiteZilla, there'll be an official website. I'm pretty sure coming soon. So just add them on the Facebook. Keep up with them. The documentary's untitled, but there is a documentary in the works.
Yeah.
So is that gonna be like after the fact of like what you had to go through, or is it gonna be like a whole life story from growing up in South Central, or
still undecided?
Yeah.
But the message that we're trying to send with the documentary is that like a lot of people stereotype graff writers, and they need to see that a graff writer does go to school. They do have jobs. They do have humble hearts. They do have, not every graff writer is just some menace running the streets. They do have like deep hearts. They do care about society. They do care about what goes on in the world, and especially with my documentary, so they can show that like not every graff writer Hispanic in LA, you know, like there are black writers.
Whoa. Está escuchando WW. What you talking about? Every graff writer's Mexican, dog. But yeah, if you're breaking that down, like that's just like, why is that though?
I mean, I guess people like just stereotype. They see mostly just Hispanic people hitting up all the time. They don't see like there's not a lot of black writers that are out there going, going hard. So, I mean, they see black writers doing like legally, but they don't see a lot of them doing illegally. So they just stereotype, and that's what people in a lot of situations like to do. They just like to stereotype, bunch everything up into like just one group.
With that, during the time before you had to go do your time, you were going to school, you were working.
Yeah.
Like break that down. Like that, I think that's a big misconception. You know, it's like
I had 2 full-time jobs. So I'm working about.
You are fucking Mexican, dog.
So I'm working 90 hours a week.
What the fuck?
I'm going to college full time, and finding time to still go out.
Damn.
So I wasn't getting like no sleep.
Damn. So now like legally, obviously you have to go the legal route.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is it the same?
Oh no, it's not the same. Of course not.
Why not?
Legal graffiti is controlled. Illegal graffiti is not controlled. So when you're doing stuff that's not controlled, you feel more free. Yeah. There's more freedom into it because we live in a society where everything's controlled. Almost everything's controlled. So like, I mean, people that have never done graffiti will never understand it, but a person that does graffiti, they understand like when you do it illegally, you're free. You're free. Nobody can control you. You're doing your own thing.
OGSKRadio.com. Sitezilla, Facebook at Sitezilla, Instagram, all that stuff. Just look it up. With that, knowing how much time did you actually do, man?
I did 4 years, 4 months in a state prison.
Was it worth it? And would you do it all over again?
It was worth it. Would I do it all over again in a different life?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
You would?
Yeah, because it's graffiti, bombing. It touches the soul, man. It goes deep.
With that, you have your own kids.
Yeah.
We usually ask artists, like, would you tell a kid to do it now, even though the laws are stiffer, or even just in your case, you're made an example out of?
I would tell a kid what my mom told me when I was catching tags next to her on the bus. Just be careful.
Damn, dog. At Sitezilla. Damn, man. We definitely need this dude. Like, I'm gonna put it out there. You already did enough, dog. Trust me. You did more than enough for hip hop, dog. Like, and I understand the expression side of it, but we definitely need to get you into, you know what I mean? Like, and I'll touch upon it. And you want to add is that like there's artists now that do studio work that have canvases that ain't rocked half of what you rock. You know what I mean? So artists like you that really did do it should be on the forefront of that, man. How do you feel about like artists, like about that art? Should it be in a studio or?
I respect all art, because art is metaphysical expressions of that person's soul and being and mind and spirit. However, graffiti, illegal graffiti period, if that artist hasn't done it, you're not gonna feel it.
Yeah.
I'm like, graffiti, you feel it. You feel the art. And you're not just like, it's coming from a different place.
So would you rather see a 2-color two-color bomb off the freeway, or like some mad abstract letters on a piece of canvas in a studio on Melrose? You personally.
I'd rather see the freeway, the bombing. I'd rather see that.
So when you did the 4 years, 4 months, man, I mean, obviously, like, for what you're doing for hip-hop, like, all the MCs, everybody that has, like, Mad Paint sponsorships and everything, were, like, lined up and, like, dropped millions of dollars for your lawyer, right? Like, 'cause that's what happens in hip-hop, right? Like, Puffy was like, man, this dude, like, I'll never be that raw in hip-hop, you know what I mean?
Well,
all these can companies were like, nah, this dude is, like, us. Did you have that?
I didn't have that, man. I was real disappointed. I thought like more people would respond to it. But it goes back to what Tupac was saying back in the day about hip hop. Like, you got a lot of like hip hop artists out there that they don't care about their fans. They don't care about who's out there supporting them. They're all about self and getting themselves known and making money for themselves. They're not trying to come back to the community and help people or pay attention to what's really going on. So I wasn't surprised, but yet at the same time I was let down.
Man, is that part of the politics? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, as far as even being made the example of, or
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Nah, I don't want. That's cool. I know. This interview, like, you know what I mean? I'd much rather have you masked up. Like, you know, we might have to do that one. Not here, though, of course. You know what I mean? But on some real, like, we get into that. But what has changed then, from the most part?
As far as me, like,
within you, let's start with that.
Within me, just seeing how, like, how the world wears a lot of different masks. It's not. It's not what you think it is. There's different worlds to different people and different things. And graffiti is its own world. Hip hop is its own world, but there's so many different layers to it.
With that, and for what you sacrifice, what is hip hop when it's all said and done to you, man? Like, what is hip hop? Because we're watching the Video Music Awards on MTV.
Yeah.
And, like, I just seen Nicki Minaj, Drake, 2 Chainz. So, like, what is hip-hop to you? Because that's hip-hop. Like, they'll advertise that as hip-hop. You know what I mean?
I think hip-hop is expression of people. I think it's people. With hip-hop, I think it's people expressing themselves, showing everybody, giving everybody hope to keep moving on. And talking about the things that are going on and letting them know that they're not the only ones going through it and to keep pushing. I mean, like in commercial hip hop, you don't have that. Everyone's bragging about how much money they got, what kind of cars they got, how shiny their draws are, if they got shiny draws. But back early hip hop was talking about, like, you know, like, what's that song? Like, I'm so close to the edge. Yeah. I'm about losing my edge. You know what I'm saying?
The message.
Yeah, the message. So, like, when people hear that, they're just like, man, I feel you. All right. I'm not the only one going through this. All right.
Okay, devil's advocate, because that's what I am.
Okay.
Do you think that, like, that negativity, talking about, like, you could relate to it, it kind of pushed you in that direction? Like, damn, that's where I'm living. I'm in South Central. Like, I'm close to the edge. Like, I got to go pick up paint. Or was it, nah, that's me. Like, them fools are doing it.
Yeah.
You know? What was it for you?
For me, it was just like, I live in the middle of, like, gang capital of LA. Gangs everywhere. Yeah. So at the same time, I don't even know how it happened, but I just saw, like, my mom just came up to me. She was like, you know what? You can do whatever you want to do. Just don't join no gang. So I was like, oh, let me do some graffiti and breakdance. She's like, I don't care about that. You can do whatever you want.
You're gonna live.
Yeah. So.
Wow. So you're from the era in LA when it was either like you're a gangster or you're a writer. Like you're old, dog. Is that for the people like that are not from LA? This is like foreign, or like to them have no idea. But you gotta understand, like, parents for us in the inner city, we're just seeing like our youth dying so much, late 80s, early 90s. So it was like, nah, man, go and break dance, shit. Go paint, go Just
Yeah.
don't join the gang. You're gonna live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, it's crazy that we say that, but people outside of LA have no concept of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's active now, but anyone late 80s, early 90s knows that LA was no joke, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And break all that down, you know? But Facebook at Sitezilla, OGHuskyRadio.com. Since you were made the example, man, will you ever think Graff will stop? Like, they're going to see that you had to do 4 years. Like, man, I ain't trying to do 4 years, you know what I mean?
Graff is never gonna die. He's never gonna stop.
Why not?
Because I mean, one is an element of hip hop, and as the government and the hierarchies continue to oppress people, there will always be people expressing themselves as ways as such.
Damn, www.oghuskyradio.com. We gotta put that shit on a shirt. I mean, slang that. You got that, manager? Got that? We gotta get that shit on a shirt. Site. We'll put that underneath. You know, don't go jocking that shit. By the time you get home, people be slanging it, man. How about the control, man? Like, when you're in a yard, like, is it differently just because it's illegal, or is it because of what you can or can't put up as far as art content?
It's not all that exciting because it's in a controlled atmosphere. I can't put it where I want to put it. It's in a controlled spot versus me bombing. I'm putting it right there in your face, right there in the corner. Like, graffiti, this is me. You're gonna see it. Graffiti lives. So that's the difference between doing legals. It's not exciting. It's not a rush. It's not thrilling. It's kind of like it's a cool feeling, but it's dry.
Has anybody even, like, I mean, just as idea-wise, like clothing lines or anything along those lines? You're talking like Cope 2 influence you. I know Cope 2 has, like, you know what I mean? Clothing line, all that. Are you considering that? Because I know you're saying, like, commercial hip-hop, you know, to make money, dog. So is that like will it always be a struggle with you? You know what I mean?
It'll always be a struggle. As long as, like, I'm always connected with the people, man. As long as my people are struggling, no matter what color you are, I'm going to struggle. That's the way it is. So, like, if I were to become a millionaire, I wouldn't be happy about it. I wouldn't even consider myself rich because there's so many other people that need help, that are striving to get to that point where I'm at. So I will never, like, I'm always going to consider myself part of the masses, part of the 99%.
So with your struggle, was it worth it?
Of course.
Yeah.
Because struggle builds wisdom.
Once again, OGHuskyRadio.com, Facebook at Sitezilla. Anybody right now you feel is doing it? Does All City even exist anymore?
Nah.
What, is it because they put Sight in jail for 4 years? Or what do you think is the biggest stop of that?
I think because law enforcement is going a little hard on people. They're raiding all the raids.
Yeah.
So the raids don't really affect the riders much, but it affects the families and the moms. Like, most of these guys stay in their mom's house, and then they get their door kicked in, and it's like, man, I don't want mom's kicking me out the house. I gotta be good. I'm living under her roof.
Yeah. So
scare tactics is what's really, like, messing up All City riders.
Or who would you see, like, the last All City rider, man?
When I was locked up, I saw Bucket. Bucket was doing All City. This guy named Spun was going All City too.
Yeah.
And you know, Search is always All City.
Yeah.
Who else? I saw Revoke was going all. He was trying to get a little All City,
yeah. But is it hard as an artist to give props?
No. It don't matter if you're toy.
Just as long as they ain't Mexican, right? As long as all the black writers get all the props and shit.
Nah, man. Like, if you do graffiti, I respect you. No matter if you toy or you're the dopest ever, you always gonna be like, we gonna be kinfolk in graffiti. We gonna be kinfolk. You my brother. You my whatever. You my little nephew. It's all about hip hop. It's all about getting real hip hop back out there, real expression of hip hop back out there, not this commercial BS that they're, like, making money off of, that everybody's trying to follow, especially the young kids.
Damn. OGHuskyRadio.com. I want to thank you for coming through, man.
Oh, thanks for having me, man.
No, it's all good. So who do we call so we could free search, man? What are we gonna do with that, man?
Man, search is locked up right now. Been locked up for 2 months. He might get out tomorrow. I'll keep everybody updated on my Facebook. I don't know. Just pray for him, dog. Just pray for him.
Straight up. OGHuskyRadio.com. Any shout outs before we cut out, man?
I'm gonna give a shout out to Paris. All the graff crews in South Central. All the graff crews in the world. All the graff crews in the world, especially ones in South Central. And any supporter of real hip hop. Real hip hop. I want to give a shout out to the DJ right
DJ
here.
Top Rank.
Yeah, he go hard. and
Bubsky, man.
Bubsky, you go hard in
Detail.
the bodyguard right here. Yeah, good shout outs to him.
Yeah.
And my manager.
Yeah.
And Aloe, Jackie, and my girl.
Keep up the good work, man. I don't know how else to put it, dog, but like you already did more than enough for anyone that's involved in any part of this culture, man. Anybody that fucking picks up an MPC, cuts up a record and shit, like should know your story, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I first had heard it, man, years ago, I was like, it's a trip. I told Detail I want to interview that dude and shit.
Yeah.
Then he hits me up out of nowhere, like I sound like, what the fuck, like, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
just the story of it, man. What people don't understand is that we're all from the inner city. That's why we could relate to each other. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we grew up in this gang shit. Like you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It is what it is. No offense to any fucking neighborhood or anything on that issue, but we grew up in this and we survived this, man. And the way we survived was through art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now you're gonna take that away from us too. Like we found a way to flip it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Through art. Now we can't have that either. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like everything is taken from hip hop. I think it's like the only culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the country fools can still make country music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no underground country.
No.
You know what I mean? It's underground hip hop and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and we're a full culture, man. You know. But like I said, man, stay on the right track, man. I'm pretty sure you will. Take care of the fam first and foremost, man. And
Yeah.
and to be willing to sacrifice that, I got the ultimate respect for you, man.
All
Like
right. I
on any
appreciate it.
level. When it's all said and done, you know what I mean? We got love and support for what you do and what you did. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I want to thank you for that, man. On behalf of OGHuskyRadio.com.
I appreciate it, man. I just want to thank OG Husky Radio and let all the listeners out there know this is the dopest radio show ever.
There it is. Y'all have a good night. OGHuskyRadio.com.